Hi there, my name is Renier, and today I'm doing another Unity free tutorial, and I'll be your tour guide today. I'll be doing part 2 for my navigation mesh on how to get your navigation mesh to talk to your artificial intelligence. Now, you got to make sure a few things. You have a empty game object with a path script attached to it. When you install the third-party tool, there is a pathfinding section, and you can just put Pathfinder and it'll put in this script here and just set up your nav mesh. The second part is your player. Make sure it has a seeker, so component pathfinding seeker down here. You don't have to really touch anything for that, which is fine. And we'll go into our code. So I'm going to show you on how to add a brand new object to my list. On my player, I have a tour engine script with all 4 locations marked off. I have destinations. They're essentially just empty game objects with a sphere for visual reference. I'm going to turn them off at the end of this project. So this just keeps track of this location. So this is where I want to either end or start. I've added a new one. It's called Blood Services up here. So all you have to do is once you add one, you just click and drag one of these balls into the game objects it's looking for. So let's go to the script here. So I have an empty game object for each section or blue ball that I've created. The player variable, distance, the rotation speed, speed turn, seeker, current waypoint, and we'll go all through these one by one. So I've made a function called start destination. It just checks the script player variable, the numbers attached to start destination and end destination. It just assigns, so start destination, if it equals 1, take the player, or the player, and set their position to the exact same place as the blue ball for the front lobby. Same for number 2, 3, 4, just set your player position to the blue balls associated to each area. I'm hoping that's pretty straightforward. You can use a case statement, but I'm an if kind of guy. End destination, same thing. If 1, 2, 3, 4, just set the player to go to the front lobby. So you want to teleport them to wherever they start, and then just assign a generic player variable for the ending destination to where they want to end. Alright, so when your program starts, find the player variable scripts that hold all the information on what the buttons you've pressed in options in your main menu. Run start destination, run the end destination, so figure those out. Distance set to 0. Seeker is a game object that just tries to find the seeker that you're trying to communicate with. Line renderer is that yellow line that shows you when you play the tour. Okay, so this is probably the most important thing to get your head wrapped around. So seeker.startPath. So this will it will calculate a path from point A to point B as long as there's some kind of nav mesh on your project. So start where this has started, so your player. So as you can see, I teleported to where I wanted him to start, which is fine. And then go to the position of whatever player we're set to. So this is where the end destinations were set to. And then run the function on path complete, and that will do the find the path for you. So that's when you start. I have a few lines here that just makes it look at instead of looking at the ground or side or left or right or the default position, I just make it so when you start the program, he looks towards the objective that he's going to when he starts. Set the speed to 0 because I have a timer that makes it he'll start in 5 seconds. If there is a path, set the first waypoint or direction of the first path. So a path is essentially an array or a table that stores coordinates on where to go from point A to point B until it gets to its final destination. Else, if there's no path that happened, tell me there's no path. Alright, so on fixed update, so I use fixed update because I want to move him relatively the same speed the whole time. On update, he'll move as fast as your computers can run frames or how fast the game is running. Fixed update defaultly is 0.02 seconds per frame, so about 50 times frame, I believe, or 50 times a second or something like that. Alright, so set the distance between where you are and your end destination. Set the speed to whatever the buttons or if the timer is set up, so I think it's 3 or 4. I've made the speed about half or third because I found that he was turning too fast and the users weren't able to enjoy the tour. If you've gone and go to, I have a variable set that yeah, I want a new path set, so it checks, hey, I calculate a new path. All right, so find what the new end destination is, run the path, set back at default, and then just tell me I've set a new path. So at any time they can change the path to where they want to go. If there is no path, just don't run any of this. It's important. If you've gone past your last checkpoint or waypoint or last coordinates in your table, then stop running your path. This was an important lesson to me. I just add these two in somewhere, usually at the end. And then this little beauty right here does the actual moving. So I've used move position. You can copy this down. Just move them, rotate them towards the next checkpoint or grid coordinate, and then actually rotate them slowly over time, so it's not instant. If you still has more waypoints to go through, then go to the next waypoint. If not, don't run any of this rest of it. If the distance is 1.5, stop. That makes him stop. That's why I make him calculate the distance, because I want to know how far you are from the end. And just tell me he's reached his destination so I can bring up that message that says you've reached your final point. If not, just keep it to false. Just tell me when you click those left and right buttons to move left and right. And then this is what the path finding up there. If there's an error, just throw it back to me. Now here I have, it's in the documentation for the third-party program, but here I've added an extra line for the render path. Essentially it goes through, if none of my points are 0, 0, 0, add 1 until you have an integer. So essentially it goes through your entire path and make sure that none of them are blank, and then it calculates how many nodes are in your path, and then it renders a line from each node. So a little bit pow right out there, but hopefully you don't have to mess with that at all. Essentially you only have to add these two destinations in the start and end destination if you're going to be adding new stuff. Alright, so I'll put in some buttons and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I brought up I'm going to do a test. I'm not going to put it fully in, but in my go-to script, I just copy and paste one of the button scripts, change the variable to 4 and the name to blood services, and then just reposition the button to wherever you want it. So I'm going to put 5. And then another important thing to remember is to change the player variable script to add a name. So you can copy one of these. So case 4 in this case. Name the end destination string to blood services. Save, and we'll play this bad boy. Now I didn't add it to this screen, but I did add it to this one. So here I have blood services, and you can see the line switched over. So we'll walk faster here, and we'll make sure that the name shows up when you get to the destination too. Perfect, you have reached blood services. Now I'm going to do one more final test. Stop, just make sure the timer shows up. Yeah. Alright, so you can also add that to the main menu if you like. Rearrange the main menu, just change the background, or shrink the buttons if you want to squeeze it in there. So I'm going to comment these out. Hopefully with that explanation, if you guys are going to expand onto this and put more locations to go to, that will explain on how to add an extra location. Alright, thank you for watching. I'm going to put a link to my portfolio down below. Hopefully I've helped someone out, and have a great day.